After a year and a half on the road, here are 7 things we really wish someone had told us before we left the UK to travel full-time as a family. If you're dreaming of doing this too, this video will save you stress, money, and a few of those awkward meltdowns, trust me. Hi, we are the Real Travel Family from the UK who sold everything to travel the world and world school our son. We've been traveling now full-time across Europe, Southeast Asia, Australia, and now we're in India. And even though we absolutely love traveling, there were a few surprises of traveling with kids that we didn't expect. And today I'm sharing with you the 7 biggest ones, the things we wish we knew before we left the UK, so that you can enter this lifestyle with your eyes wide open and your stress levels much lower. So here's the truth that no one on social media told us. Full-time travel is not a holiday. When you're traveling full-time, you're still going to be doing all those normal routines that you do anywhere else in the world. You're just doing it in a different country. So you still have to do the laundry, you still have to make breakfast, you still have to go shopping, you still have to work perhaps. You still have to school your kids one way or another, whether that's world schooling hub drop-offs every day or whether that's homeschooling and doing the work in your own time. They're still doing just normal life admin stuff, you know? When you're on holiday, everything is done for you. Imagine you're in an all-inclusive resort, all the food is laid on, the maids come and clean the room for you. Everything is done for you, isn't it? When you're traveling full-time, there's none of that. You are renting maybe an Airbnb or you're living in a guest house long-term. You might have someone come to clean once a week, but really you're going to be cleaning the place. You're going to be doing the washing up. You know, you're going to be making the food if you have a kitchen. You're going to be taking the bins out. You're going to be doing all the normal things that we do even in the UK. It's a funny one to get your head around, that all the things that you might want to be getting away from in England, you won't get away from. You're just going to do them in a different country. And the thing is, there's nothing wrong with that. People need routines, kids need routines, and so do some adults, you know. If you're working, you need to be able to have work time. You need boundaries. And I think without structure and some sense of normality, full-time travel with kids can feel a bit chaotic and actually can lead to burnout. So don't expect it to be like a holiday, expect it to be like life somewhere else. No one warns you how expensive the first few months can actually be. You're figuring things out as you go. You're paying for things like flights, visas, maybe accommodations to start with can be more expensive. When you first arrive in a new destination, you don't know anything about it. You don't know how much things are worth, how much food really costs if you're eating out in restaurants, if you're paying for accommodation, you're paying for scooters, you're buying clothes, whatever it is you're buying. You don't know how much things actually really cost in that country to start with. So we find that when we first arrive at a new destination, we spend way more than we should. You're basically operating as a tourist, not a long-term traveller. And we find it takes at least a few weeks, sometimes longer, to really get into the groove of a new country and know how much things should cost. So, for example, when we first arrived here in Goa, we booked a guest house near the beach. We were eating in restaurants at the beach, tourist restaurants, and we were spending so much money. After a little while, we found our apartment, which we rent from a local family, which cost us way less. I think it's £250 a month, which is way less than the guest houses. We found the local food restaurants so that we went and ate with the locals rather than with the tourists. We found a good deal on a scooter. All of these things, and it takes time though to actually get to that stage. So when you first arrive, you will spend more money. It's okay, just try and limit the amount of time you do that for, because otherwise you'll blow your budget. So give yourself a few weeks to adjust, and then after that your costs will really stabilise and you'll feel so much better about the amount you spend every week. We worried most about Jai, but actually the kids adapt much quicker than adults. Jai made friends really, really quickly. There was obviously if he goes to a World School Hub, then he has his ready-made schoolmates straight away. So he has friends easily. He can easily make friends. It's no problem. Even if we don't go to a hub, we meet people when we're traveling. There's always other families around. There's always other kids. He makes friends with the adults as well. He gets into the routines much easier. We find that he is really happy to have some sort of structure and some sort of routine. It doesn't really matter where we are, as long as he knows kind of what's going to be happening. He adapts way quicker than anybody else. He didn't miss the UK as much as I thought he would. I was worried he was going to miss some of his friends and family, but I've asked him on so many occasions, do you miss the UK? And every time he said no. So, I think we miss it more than he does. Kids are adaptable, and as long as you are there for them, as long as you explain what's happening and give them some routine and some structure and help them and support them to find friends, to other kids to play with, get them involved in things that they love doing, whether that's going to the beach, going swimming, maybe they love playing football, or maybe they love some, art. Find something that they enjoy and get them involved in that, and that really helps as well, having some interests that they can really get their teeth into. But yeah, we were really surprised how easy he adapted to world traveling. It's been really good, and it's been great for him. It's really been good for his confidence as well. Every full-time travel family we met have said the same thing. We brought too much stuff. You don't need 14 outfits. You don't need 3 jumpers. You don't need half the toys that you thought were essential. You definitely don't need all the toiletries, the shampoos, the hair straighteners, the moisturisers, and all of those things that you think you need. We are used to travelling. We've travelled a lot in the past, but I am so guilty of overpacking. Every time I go anywhere, I pack too much stuff, and it is normally things like toiletries that I feel like I need to have more than I really do need. And of course, remember, you can always buy stuff when you get to your destination. There are shops everywhere. Just because you've left England doesn't mean that you've suddenly left civilization and there's no shops anywhere. Unless you're trekking through the Himalayas or something like that, you are going to find a 7-Eleven or a supermarket that sells toothpaste and moisturiser and shampoo. Everyone uses it. It's here. You don't need to stock up. You don't need to bring more than you need for a couple of weeks. You can also buy local clothes wherever you are. In fact, every destination that has a lot of world schooling families has a lot of amazing clothes. So if you go to Thailand, if you go to Bali, you go to India, go to Vietnam, you will find some gorgeous clothes and amazing shops for adults and kids. And they are weather appropriate clothes. So you don't need to pack more than you need to bring. It's actually, you just bring 2 pairs of trousers, a couple of t-shirts, a couple of tops, maybe a dress, a bikini. It's kind of all you need, really. So just start with less and then buy what you need as you go. It's going to be easier, it's going to be lighter, and it's going to be cheaper. If you think leaving the UK means getting away from UK admin, sorry to break it to you, but admin will follow you. All those things like banking, taxes, insurance, appointments, anything like that, you are still going to have to deal with it while you're on the road. Obviously, you have to keep on with banking, and if you're working then paying tax in the UK, then you're going to still have to do taxes. You've got to think about your travel insurance. If you're renting out your home, obviously you've got all of those issues to deal with. So we rent out our flat, and it is managed by an estate agent who are great. But obviously we've had repairs to deal with. We've had, issues to deal with. Thankfully, not too much. It could be a lot worse. But yeah, we've had to deal with all of those things as well. You can't get away from it. You're still a resident. Well, not being a resident, you're still a tax resident in the UK. You still have your life in the UK. And all the time you have that life somewhere, you're going to be dealing with things like that. Even little things like, your phone number. So we buy a new SIM card in the new countries that we go to. So we've got a phone number for that country, and so we've got data as well. But you're still going to have your English phone number, so you're still going to have to pay for that. There's all sorts of things that you don't even think of that you can still be paying for or still be having to be mindful of. What I tend to do is I have a Google Drive folder that has like all my home stuff in it. So it has photos of passports, photos of driving licenses, renewal dates of things that need doing, rental agreements and things like that. It's all there so that I know where everything is and I can access it easily if I need to. One thing we didn't expect was how much we would change as people, as parents, as a couple. When you're traveling long term, everything changes. You're spending so much more time together, and that can be good and bad. You know, you get to know each other in ways that you didn't before when you were working full time and going to school and all of those things, and just seeing each other in evenings and the weekends. When you're dealing with crises together as a couple, dealing with meltdowns or just challenges with your child, you get to know people on a much deeper level, which is amazing. And that's part of the reason we did this. But also I think your values change. The way you see and experience the world shifts. Your tolerance expands. It has to. You have to have more patience. You have more patience with yourself, with your children, with your partner, with the world around you, because things don't always run as smoothly as they do in the UK, and obviously things don't run smoothly in the UK, so it can be more challenging in other countries. I think your ideas of what is enough in your life, what you need in your life, what's important in your life changes. You realise you don't need as much stuff, that life gets to be simpler and gets to be easier, that there's more to life than just work and school and the system of in the UK. I think travel doesn't just show you the world, it shows you a lot about yourself. It gives you a chance to reflect on who you are as a person, what matters to you most in life, what matters to you, how you're going to bring up your children, what matters in your relationship, what you will tolerate, what you won't tolerate anymore. Travel is an amazing experience, and it is a life-changing experience. We thought destinations were what mattered the most, but really, community is everything. When you travel the world and you find other families that are doing the same thing, it's life-changing, it's game-changing. These people, you find your tribe, you find other people in the world who understand why you're doing what you're doing. You know, you might have experienced a bit of backlash in the UK, friends and family questioning what you're doing and not understanding why you want to leave the UK or why you want to travel or why you want a world school, you know, what's wrong with your life here. When you find people in the world who are doing the same thing and feel the same way and see life in the same way that you do, you've found your tribe, you've found your community, and that is so valuable. You know, those relationships, those friendships, they support you during those difficult times. They support you through challenges. They're there, they can be there literally to help babysit and help take care of your kids and maybe run to the shop to get you things and stuff. But it's the emotional support as well. When things are hard, when life gets challenging, when things happen, whatever it might be, the people that you've connected with, the people in your community are there to support you and they become your family. The way to find this community is to join World School Hubs, or at least to travel to parts of the world where there are a lot of world schooling families. And like I said, you can find that easily on Facebook. Facebook is the best place for finding those things. But connect to people through Facebook groups. When we were in Chiang Mai, we weren't even in a World School Hub, but we were on a Facebook groups, and we just reached out and messaged people and said, we're in Chiang Mai, do you want to meet up? And we made some amazing friends just through doing that and meeting people, just arranging to meet in the park so the kids could play and we could meet other adults. And we're still in touch now, a year later, with these friends. So Don't be afraid, don't be shy. Everyone wants to connect, everyone wants to make new friends and meet new people. You just have to be brave sometimes and reach out and just organise a play date. And then once you are in the destination, just getting out and about, finding the places where other families tend to hang out. Here it's obviously the beach, so we'd go down to the local beach here, and in the evening there's always kids playing. There's kids playing football or cricket or just swimming, just hanging out on the beach, and you can just get talking to people, and people are so friendly because people want to meet people too. It's not just you. You're not the only one who wants to build that community and find those friendships as well. So just get out there and do it. So these are the things that we've learned since traveling full-time as a family for the last 18 months. A lot of it we've learned as we go. Some of it I think would have been nice to know before we left. But really, even with the challenges that we've faced, it's been the most incredible experience and something that we absolutely love doing, and I wouldn't change any of this for the world. Let us know in the comments, what's the biggest thing that's stopping you from leaving the UK and having this life for yourself? I make sure I reply to everybody. Make sure you like and subscribe to this channel. It really helps us a lot if you do that. And if you want help planning your first year traveling the world as a family, head to the description and you can grab the free family travel starter kit, which walks you through everything like budgeting, avoiding burnout, choosing your first country. And if you want more support, everything is in the description. So head down there, head to the Stand store, and you can find other resources and also my one-to-one coaching. See you next time.